Ladies and gentlemen, we are here tonight, myself, Todd Schneider, and the illustrious, fabulous, amazing science teacher extraordinaire, Mr. Scott Cameron. Mr. Cameron, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, Todd. I know Corey's taking a week back from some personal stuff. Wanted to go do some with the family and have some fun, so I'm covering tonight.
Absolutely. And tonight we got ourselves a doozy. It seems like we're talking loud. It's because we are. There's a lot of noise here. There's a big crowd here.
There's a lot of energy!
Yeah, there's a lot of energy in this place tonight. Well, and you know, after last week's game, there should be a lot of energy. I'm going to tell you what, Coach Cameron, I've been to a lot of football games in my day, but that might have been one of the most exciting I've ever seen the Prexies pull off. Down by 2 touchdowns. Well, not quite 2 touchdowns, but pretty close. They were down 2 scores with about 5 minutes left, and they pulled it out. It was amazing. But with that, we'll come back to that and talk a little bit more, but we're going to be silent here as we honor our country with the playing of the national anthem. What's that, Coach Cameron?
I love the fact that we have all these leftover fireworks and we just let them off just liberally throughout the entire evening. All the dogs in Marion.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, with the way our offense is played in some of these home games, it's a wonder that we actually have any fireworks left. I mean, they have put together some doozies. So, speaking of offense, defense, football, this Prexie football team, after stubbing its toe early in the season against an MOAC foe that we will not mention.
Don't give it that yet.
I won't do that. This team's really turned it around, Coach Cameron. You want to talk a little bit about really what these guys have been able to do over the last 7-ish weeks or so?
Yeah, you know, it's really kind of started with executing the offense a lot better. We've learned how to just use our running back. Titus has really come along here these last 5-6 weeks, learning how using screen passes, using great running plays, keeping things relatively simple, and just trusting our athletes to make plays, and our defense especially. And the big turning point of that was Gallion and Shelby. Those 2 weeks, our defense has completely changed.
Played lights out, and I'm going to tell you, the difference in our defense has really been the play of our defensive ends. Jacob Barr and Dr. Smooth, as we like to call him, Rashawn Turner. Those 2 gentlemen have just played lights out. Art has played amazing. And, you know, the coaches have put together some good game plans. But with that, we're going to quit talking about defense. We're going to start talking about offense.
Offense going.
As the Warriors of Ontario kick the ball off to the 6-3 Presidents, looking to put an exclamation point on what has been a fine season through 9 games.
Yeah, because this game really is very actually important for the entire playoff picture, especially for Region 7.
Absolutely.
And so I know Canal Winchester plays, I think they play Big Nut tonight, so I mean, that's a big game for us too. A lot of stuff riding here next couple hours. Spins out. Down around the 31.
Kobe, the Barracuda, Johnson.
Prexies will take over at their own.
So, yeah, you know, we were talking about last week the Clear Fork game, man.
What an amazing game.
You know, and the best part about it, you know, here's the thing, Todd. We are unapologetically biased.
Always biased.
And it was interesting watching that game last week, hearing the announcers talk about Clear Fork and stuff, and we ended up pulling that win out. I mean, that was a sweet win. So here we are lining up at the quarterback, one next to him.
Go with a run right off the bat, I think, to Trinity Keith, I believe, maybe?
Yes, I believe it's Trinity Keith, yep.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Trinity Keith had an amazing game last week. I'm going to tell you what's amazing about that run. Trinity Keith looked like he was going to get tackled for a loss, and he was able to get a 5-yard gain.
Kept the legs pounding, and he really, because he really went in there pretty tall, but he kept pouncing his legs and moved around, and yeah, he spun, kept moving his legs. There you go, gain of 5.
Got a good push from his O-line. As Thaddeus Carter, as Coach Carter said last week when I was talking to him, he said, Trinity, he's a bad man.
He is. He's really come alive here these last couple of weeks.
Brendan Beecham, senior Brendan Beecham.
First down by 2 yards.
Well, Coach, I'll tell you what, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the 22 seniors on this football team. What an amazing group of kids. Certainly gone through some adversity. When they were in the 8th grade, Coach Brady was the coach of the program. He retired. Coach Slater took over. Their freshman was their coach freshman, sophomore, and junior year, and stepped away from the head coach to spend a little more time with his family. Coach Demetrius Ross came in, and what have these kids done? They've just responded with just an amazing season this year. Couldn't be more proud of these 22 kids.
You can see that sweep open wide open. He's right off the end of the C gap, right off the end. Yeah, I mean, there's a big gap. I think he maybe got one finger up.
Well, what I'm going to tell you, when your lead blocker is Mikey Morales Bush, I mean, at that point, you might as well put like a papoose on his back and just hitch a ride, you know?
Absolutely.
Great lead blocking by Mike.
That has been, you know, offensively, that has been a big thing that's really
Big
helped
thing.
us the last 5-6 weeks. And we learn how to execute using the athletes, using the tools we have,
Absolutely.
using it to our advantage.
Well, and we talked about kind of some of the turning points this year. I'm going to tell you what is also a turning point. Our kicker, which Coach Keplinger affectionately calls the mayor, Jordan Hensley, that kid, at the beginning of the year, he's got a great leg, but he had a case of the yips. For those of you guys who really don't understand sports terminology, the yips is you just keep making mistakes. You don't mean to, but you keep digging deeper holes for yourself. Hensley, somewhere in the last 3-4 weeks, has found his leg, has found his confidence, and his leg and his onside kicks won us the River Valley game. And he kicked almost a 40-yard field goal last week, which technically won us the game because we beat Clear Fork by 2 points. He doesn't make that field goal, we don't win the ball game.
And who knew we are in a dire must-win to go playoffs. Yes, we are absolutely. And that's the thing, man. He's really come around. And that's the thing, folks. The yips happen to everybody. I mean, Simone Biles has them.
Yeah.
So,
Nice hit.
That's the 30-yard line taken down.
I think that was the Barracuda. Along with CJ, the Hidden Temple, Temple of the Dog.
That's a great band right there.
Yeah.
All-star crew.
Yeah.
I am distantly related to Matt Cameron.
Are you really?
I am, for real.
Well, I'll be dog.
So is that a pun?
I mean, it could be, sir. It could be.
So,
It could be.
talking to the coaches and the team before the game.
Uh-oh.
They got
Nice off-field, or rather off-tackle run there.
I was talking to Coach Ron before the game, and they said he's actually looking to get his 1,000 yards tonight. So
Okay.
we're going to try and do a lot of things. He said they like to run a lot of different end plays, just like you saw. We're going to try and do a lot of stunts, confuse, kind of fill in some gaps. But this is going to be really big. See what our corners do and how our linebackers approach that coming off the edge.
Absolutely. Another off tackle again.
There we go.
To the ball carrier.
And we filled the hole a lot better that time. Only allowed 2 yards.
Brought down
We just
by
filled those
Host of
holes. We gotta fill
Presidents.
the ABC gaps.
Well, and I was looking at, I was able to pull up the MOAC stats and kind of look at what Ontario's done this year. They haven't really found a true quarterback per se.
No, they have not.
And really, Studer has really kind of been their only offense. So if the Prexies can really buckle down here and stop the run and force Ontario into throwing situations, they could really find themselves in very favorable positions as far as the defense goes tonight.
I was told on film that they've had 7 different people throw the ball.
Wow.
7 different people throw the ball. So that lends to some needing to be very disciplined and keep paying attention, but also for them makes you wonder where's the consistency. So it's going to be interesting. You're right. We've really got to plug the holes for Studer and really try and force him to launch the ball.
Well, and when you haven't had a lot of success throwing the ball downfield, you have to be careful in situations like this, 3rd and long with screens.
Yep.
Quarterback keeper. Nice hit by the mallet. Is that the mallet?
Yep.
The mallet hill.
Stuck like a pepper. Back to receive, Kyrie Scott getting ready for the punt. You know, and this is kind of having to keep your eyes open here because, hey, Ontario, they have nothing to lose.
They have nothing to lose.
I would watch almost like it would be a punt protect. Yeah, you see now.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
Low kick.
Kyrie Scott fields it. Nice move. And he cuts it back. He could go. Oh, no. Wait, no. Oh, I've got palpitations.
Dude,
There's a flag.
Oh, no. Oh, come on. I'm just hoping that guy from Ontario picks up his pocket, man.
Man.
I mean, he broke his ankles.
And here I was. I watched that whole play develop, and I swear I didn't see any blocks or anything.
I mean, it had to be away from the ball and did not impact the play. I'm kind of curious what they're going to call it. Maybe you're not allowed to break people's ankles. I mean, we saw LJ Scott get the ESPN #1 play here, and that was an illegal play.
Yeah, when LJ jumped the kid. Do you know who called that flag on him? Oh, blindside block. That is one of those penalties.
See, right where that is, I cannot remember who the short cover man was to protect, but that had to have been him.
Well, and you know what? That's one of those plays. It's not a dirty play. It's a hustle play. You know, and I know those penalties are there for the safety of the kids. I understand that, and I'm not arguing that, but gosh, you hate to see a beautiful run like that negated.
Oh, man, Ontario ran a player on the last minute. Had good luck and good fortune. He just happened to run onto the field and ran right into the play and created chaos.
Well, sometimes the sun shines on you even when it's dark like this.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, though, Coach.
It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Bill Withers did it much better than you and I did. Much better. All right, so the Prexies, Trinity Keith, they're sticking with Trinity. 2nd and 3. Let's see what they do here. Probably dial up a run, I would imagine.
You have lots of options. Wide open book.
Keeps the ball carrier.
Oh, shoestring tackle.
Right on play.
Shoestring tackle, and it looks like he's got the first down.
Well, I got to believe, though, the way that is, that's holding. With where that flag came out, they're going to call holding on that.
Ooh.
How can you... That's a weird place to call a block in the back.
On the interior.
Yeah, on the interior of a line to call a block in the back. I don't know about that. It's unusual, but I guess it can be called because we just called it.
One thing maybe I missed
But it was a spot foul, so maybe it was only a 5-yard penalty. It seems weird because he had the first down, but now it's second and like 9.
I'm wondering if there's a blitzer and Brady's scrambled out, throws the ball for the prayer. Oh!
Tell you what, Winkus usually makes really good decisions with that football, but that was not a good one right there.
Well, I agree. I think he kind of threw in a spot that only someone could get it for us.
Fair enough.
You throw that ball up in the air. I mean, they were pulled back, and it looked like they were in that. They're almost like their middle coverage in the second level was a zone. So he kind of threw it up there like that, but yeah, kind of a scary pass.
Was pretty scary. Man, the Prexies just cannot buy a bucket right now. After a amazing first drive, the Prexies have pretty much been shooting themselves in the old tootsies right now.
I'm just going to call it out, Coach Snyder.
Go ahead.
We've seen all these home games, and I'm not kidding. The foul ratio of calls against us versus the other team is at least 4 or 5 to 1.
You are 100% correct.
And I don't know if it's a discipline thing or. Right behind the ball!
Well, the ball went up in the air.
He could do it, yeah.
On defense.
I think.
But you're right, though. It is like a 4 to 5. And honestly, like,
just gets annoying.
Watching these Prexies play, I don't believe. Listen, I've seen undisciplined football teams, and this is an undisciplined football team. Sometimes it's weird, but I don't know if we get the calls sometimes. I don't want to play a victim and say that some people have it out for us or something, but we just don't seem to get the calls.
But this is actually, we're in the playoffs. We're going to be in the playoffs. It's an issue of where we're going to be, and we're going to be playing right on the line.
50 yards.
I'm looking right down the line.
Well, and right now, really what we want is we certainly want to win this ball game.
Yes.
It gives us a better seed, puts us in a game that is obviously more winnable based upon our seed and who we go against. And really, when you reach the playoffs, man, it's about momentum. And if these Prexies can win this ball game tonight, they will have reeled off 4 straight wins, go into the playoffs with just a ton of momentum. And it's you couldn't ask for more. But once again, there's still plenty of ball game left.
Well, right, and it's a lot more too. I mean, you're trying to clean stuff up, keep people healthy. 1 yard gain, 2 yard gain. So I mean,
All right, the Prexies are getting a bunch of penalties here. They got to relax.
Okay. Well, it seems gosh, that's a tight play too. That's a tight call, man. Woo.
Well, and what happened was a kid was draped all over Colin Hill, and Colin Hill just forearm shivered the kid, and the kid just fell like a stack of bricks. I mean, if anything, that youngster should win an Oscar, but you got to stop when the whistle stops, and you can't allow that to happen.
That was a false start. Yep, false start.
It's got to be a false start against them.
Well, to keep with our ratio, it's been 4 or 5 against us, so here comes their one.
I don't even know if they had even started the play clock. That's what it was.
That's what it is. Oh, well, so it should have been a false start.
Well, and what you can't do here if you're the Prexies, you can't keep giving Ontario yards. You can't give them hope. You can't do that because if you allow them to hang around, a team like this will chip away and be able to knock you out.
They have nothing to lose, like you said earlier. Chase Scooter falls forward for a few yards.
Looks like a gain of about 5, actually.
Drew Yetter, the ball carrier.
Yeah,
oh, never mind.
Oh, there we go.
Took the ball back one. Gain of 4. He's like, nope.
I changed my mind.
I decided that it was a gain of 4, not 5.
Sean Connery showing a gain of 3.
Sean Connery. And we do a terrible Sean Connery, Coach. Great blitz.
Ooh. Well, he just ran. I tell you, ever since that first play of the game where Studer took off, we have been filling the holes, especially on the limb and the rim. We are filling those holes. There's nothing there. So, Man, there's just nothing going. Hey, I'll give him 2 yards of carry.
Well, and I gotta believe that this is 4-down territory for
It is.
Ontario.
I would go for it if I were
I
Ontario. What do you have to
absolutely
lose?
would too.
Rolls out. Short play.
Oh! And he threw it. He just threw it behind him as in his face as he was throwing the ball was the Art Eater and Rashawn Turner.
And that was a dangerous play. Boy, I mean, I don't know if he ate popcorn before the game. That just slipped right out of his fingers.
Well, the way it danced off his fingers too. Those are those ones that are easily picked,
Yep,
man.
pick 6. So here they come, like you said, Coach. They're going for it. 4th and 5. 4th and 4.
4th and 4.
Long 4. Motion to the tight end, the Y. Back out. And that was a total fake play.
Yeah, and he overthrew it. Wow. Prexy's got lucky on that one.
Grayson Bias ran clear across and he's clapping his hands as a total distraction play. So everyone looked towards Bias and the quarterback was going to throw the opposite direction.
So do you think maybe he was a little biased on that play? All right, so what has been a disastrous last 10-ish plays for the Prexys on offense and defense. The Prexys have managed, hopefully can shake off the rust here and put together some clean, crisp offensive plays and maybe get some points on the board.
Get some positive yardage. Lane keeps the ball. He's going to run out, get 3 or 4 yards here. Good pickup. Yeah, boy, he looked like he got 5 or 6. Nice job. Good positive play. We need some short, positive plays. Get that momentum back.
Absolutely.
Have a bunch of stupid penalties. Get the momentum back. Settle in. Do what we do. And, man, you know what I love? You know, you're talking about fighting through that adversity and these seniors. Man, you know what makes diamonds? Pressure. Right?
Absolutely.
And they've just come together at the right time. They've kind of gotten hot at the right time. As Keith drives out to the left.
Keith breaking tackles. Keith is and the ref flags are just flying from behind the play. What is going on here? It's behind the play.
He even hit Fags right in the back of the head. I mean, who was the guy for the Browns who got his eye and he pushed the ref? He like the ref threw the flag at him and hit him in the eye.
It was Orlando Brown.
It was Orlando Brown. Yeah, that's right. It's very Orlando Brown.
That 10-yard penalty will bring up a 2nd and 12 for the Presidents.
It just kind of reminded that, like, the other refs looking at him like, hey, man, why are you hitting the players? That's rude.
Yeah.
Why are you hitting the players, man? We're just kids. It's like that Peyton Manning Saturday Night Live skit.
Oh, yeah.
Catch the ball. Little quick comeback. Oh, that's a break. Get his legs pumping. We got the 1st down, coach.
That was a great play. Hayden Bays. By the way, Hayden Bays, 18th birthday today.
Is it really?
Hayden Tubeezy Bays. Castaway Bays is 18.
Happy birthday, dear Hayden Bays. I had him in class as a freshman. Happy birthday to you.
All right.
I don't know if that's a siren or a child.
I'm not sure either there, Mr. Cameron. Good blitz by Ontario.
Boy, they got it the right time. They calculated risk. Hey, by the way, I just saw something. Isn't this the 1-year anniversary of the giant green mantis that jumped in our window?
I think it might be. The evil bug that we thought was going to steal our souls.
I know, that's pretty intense, man.
It was Beelzebub himself.
I've sought therapy and multiple bottles of Jack Daniels, but I don't drink.
Fair enough.
I just keep them around. Paperweights. Link back. Goes out to the left.
Oh, Wink tucks it.
And he got 7 yards there, Coach.
That was a great play by Brady Wink.
And I remember watching him a couple of years ago up to now. Coach Snyder, you could see, I know you love him, he's a great kid.
Great kid.
But you know what? I've really seen his maturity as a playmaker over the last 12 months.
Absolutely.
This last year, you could always see he could throw a good ball, but he kind of just thought about it too much.
Right.
Now he's just making the plays as an athlete. He's kind of giving free reign.
He's what I like to call a good field general.
Yes, and he's accelerating with bounced off the hands.
That was a great defensive play there by
Bounced right off at him. Tried to catch it a little bit too much with his chest and
Braylon Wilson.
bloopy bloop.
Well, and you got to believe the practice is going to go for this right here. And it looks that's exactly what they're going to do.
Well, you know, it was kind of a tough call last week at the end of the first half, and kind of going for it in a precarious situation.
Yeah, I mean they were deep in their territory on that one.
It is here and there, neither here nor there. Things you move on from one week to the next, but you know, it's like, well, if we punt, our defense has done pretty daggone well. Do we want to dig them? But we're going for it here on 4th and shorter.
He got it.
Ooh, that's a high tackle.
He got it. Based upon the spot.
That was a high tackle.
He got it. That's just 1-2 right there by Brady Wink.
Yeah, and to be quite honest, that should have been a penalty on Ontario.
Yeah. Come on. Motion it. Motion the first down. He looks like he wants to. Come on.
It is close.
I don't think
they've agreed on anything.
I don't think they have either.
Maybe, is it too late to add that 15-yard personal foul?
Yeah.
Since they went too high on quarterback? I'm not kidding, Todd. This is going to be a matter of a couple inches.
I think from this angle, of course, from this angle up here, up top sometimes, we have a hard time really truly seeing it. He got it. Yep, he got it. I knew it. That was close.
That was close.
That gave me pause there for a second, Coach Cameron.
It was. I was looking right down the line here, and I felt it was going to be close. Nonetheless, here we are, sir. We are 1st and 10. Do it again.
Yes, sir.
Too wide, inside, wing.
Oh, that was a great catch. Brendan Beecham with a great catch. Yeah, amazing. You know, Wink threw it a little low there, and Beecham just reached down and snagged it.
Slants and crossing routes.
They're so hard to defend.
They're impossible to defend.
They work at every level. Every level.
Yep, and that's all that was. And, you know, we've watched how many teams do that to us, just over, and like, good grief, let's put this in our offense. Here we go. So that was a great play, good play call.
All right, I got a feeling we're going to have a Keith dialed up run here. We've thrown the ball quite a bit here. Oh! Nope, they sniffed that one out. And you know what? With the ball in his hands, Fags is a dangerous man. And guess what? Those guys watch film, and they know that when Fags comes in motion like that, there might be a little shovel pass by that.
You know what? I would not be. You know, it's one of those things where it's a chess match.
It is a chess match, absolutely.
If you do it again,
I would do it again.
And I would give it to him again because they're going to expect that that's going to be a fake, and it'd be a play somewhere else. So they may not be expecting it to go back to it. They're going deep to the...
Oh!
Megatron, I tell you, he was right on that. He just didn't reel it.
What I'm going to tell you, Stokes has rewritten the record book for receiving yards in a season. Coming into today, he had broken the records, got 728 some yards, most ever in Marion Harding High School history. And we've had some great teams along the years. Brady Wink has the most passing yards. And, you know, that's just from that kid being a great field general. But also, too, we have to be honest that offenses have evolved to be very pass-happy.
Yes, it's the era of offense. Uh-oh. Flush it out to the right. Goes the deep ball.
David! Thanks! I couldn't be more happy. I've got palpitations!
Don't do that! He He just snuck that right.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, that young man, we talked about Jordan Hensley having the yips this year. Fags is an amazing athlete, one of the fastest kids to come through Harding High School ever. He's had his struggles this year. And to see him go up and high point that ball and snag it and bring it down when Wink just winged it down there does my heart good, Coach. So proud of that young man. So proud of the hard work he's put in. The mayor kicks through the PAT and the Prexies. Ladies and gentlemen, your Harding Prexies are up 14-0 with 12 seconds left.
Hey, you know, we got 14-0. It just took us a little bit longer to get there.
Yes.
A little bit longer path.
Yes. Yes.
It was a penalty-ridden way to get here, but we got there anyway. So, hey, speaking of oddities, what's our student section tonight? We've got a little bit of a Halloween thing going there.
I see a couple kids dressed as bananas. I saw a kid in a pretty impressive gorilla suit.
Yeah. I know Macy's wearing this dinosaur thing that goes through her body. I don't know.
I see a Grim Reaper. I see what looks like a Sasquatch. Some pink cowboy hats.
No, that's just Mr. Clucktack. He doesn't have a shirt on.
Okay, fair enough. Who else? I see, looks like...
No, I'm sorry. That's not Mr. Clucktack. It's Mr. Chris. All right. Kick off deep. And, what's the block in the back? There we go. There we go.
They called it. They called it.
Name me, Chris. There we go.
All right. So there's 4 seconds left, and folks, we just want to tell you once again the quality of this tonight, as far as the scoreboard and going to commercials and things like that. You're not going to have that this week like we have in the past. Mr. Mullins is still recovering from a sickness, so with the help of some wonderful telecom students, we have put this together and made sure that we bring this game to you guys so these seniors have a memory of their last football game here on Marion Harding High School's venerable, celebrated Harding High School Stadium.
Yeah, I talked to Mr. Mullins today for about 5 minutes. He's doing well. And it's good to see that he's just in the recovery process of that, Coach Schneider.
Good run, I think, there by Studer. And folks, that is the end of the first quarter. Normally at this time we would go to commercial.
Well, you know, we don't have commercials, but can we just mention this?
We could. Ohio Health is awesome.
Of course. They gave us this awesome field.
They were a huge help. We got to thank Dr. J and Janice Moodley. Oh, look at this. We're going to present a check.
Oh, there's Mary.
This is what it's about here, Coach Cameron. Tell the folks at home what this is all about here.
Okay, so Miss Mary Beatty, she was our church secretary for 30 years. And she developed cancer. And so Coach Quinn Beatty, he's a soccer coach, he's a board soccer coach here. And that's part of what this whole pink out thing is. We've been selling the t-shirts and the proceeds to help Coach Beatty and his wife pay for medical bills, cover the costs for the process. And really honestly, that's what's great about humanity. Man, there's a lot of bad things about humanity. There's so much good stuff. There's so good side where people just love and care for each other. And it doesn't matter about race, political party, religion, nothing, affiliation, nothing. It's just loving people, taking care of people, taking care of people.
Absolutely. Well, and listen, Ontario was about to run a play with those wonderful ladies and Coach Beatty standing out there on the field.
I'll tell you what, Mary Beatty is stronger than all those boys out there. She'll just club them like a baby seal.
4941. Again, at Silver Honda, GJW4941.
Hey, so there we had Studer lining up in the Wildcat, and Coach Arndt said that he did like to do that. They did like to run that. Because again, like we said, we've had some quarterback elevator, you know, in and out, up and down. So, interested to see if they go back to Studer at the Wildcat.
It will be interesting, and it looks like that's exactly what they're doing.
Now, I don't know how good of a thrower he is, and I'd be hesitant to play sellout completely on the run, because then that's my third.
Little backside pull there.
Studer, the ball carrier. Well, down the play.
And Ontario's in position right now, down 14-0. They've got to get, they have any hopes of coming into this game and trying to pull off an upset. They've got to try and stay with Harding in the offense. Harding's offense is just clicking on all cylinders.
Absolutely. The only thing that stopped Harding's offense was Harding's offense with penalties.
Correct.
I mean, Harding's offense has just been humming tonight.
Yep. So Ontario knows that, and they're just kind of desperate to try and stay in the game. In the end, brings it in tight. Runs out. C-gap, and that's going to be close, Coach Snyder.
It looks like
it's going to be short by about half a yard.
Yeah.
Going to be interesting if they go for it.
Well, I think it's third down here, Coach.
Oh, I thought it was
I was going to say, you said they're going to go for it. I'm like, well, I hope you go for it on third down.
It must have been I must have...
A glitch in the Matrix?
They are.
All right, so it is third down, and they are going for it. Looks like, no, that's not Studer back there. Maybe it is. I can't tell from here.
Studer.
Okay.
Hey, if it ain't broke, they're not going to fix it.
Right. And he's able to get just enough there. Looks like the Prexies are trying to pull the ball out.
And Johnson.
Looks like Art and Kobe Johnson, the Barracuda, the Art Eater and the Barracuda, and hold the tackle.
And again, I don't know how many more yards he needs to get to 1,000. But, I mean, this is the kind of stuff, this is how a runner gets to 1,000 yards. Just doing Wildcat stuff, and you get more touches to the ball.
Well, one of the things, too, that they do here is if Studer keeps running the ball like this, they eat lots of clock, and by doing that, you tire out our defense and you keep the ball out of the hands of our offense. So, smart by Ontario. Ooh, little double pull backside. Little counter double.
And
nothing doing the Prexies tackle for a loss.
Yeah, our interior is just sitting there. They pulled, but unfortunately, they pulled and they
well, what happened was that the interior of our line had such a great push that they knocked off the pole, so that's exactly what you need. Great play by our D-line.
They ran right into the interior.
We got the Mallet in there, Braden Gruber's in there, and we got our defensive ends and Dr. Smooth and Jacob Barr. Oh! Got the Prexies just a jump, jive, and wail. Got them to just jump off there just a skosh. In the NFL, you can actually get in the neutral zone and bounce back. High school, you cannot.
Nope. Once you enter, you are toast.
It's one of those rules sometimes that people don't understand about high school football that, because, people religiously watch the NFL, and most rules are the same, but there are some that are different, and that's one of them. Uh-oh, looks like we got a blitz here, corner blitz.
Blitz package. Oh, see, there's that pass. I said it's possible. That's a nice play. I'll be honest, that's just a nice little play. There's nothing fancy. Kid can bounce out, make a 10-yard throw. Kudos to them. They made a great play. Good play on offense. That was our defensive rush.
That was a great catch by Dylan Floyd.
Yes.
He high-pointed that and just went up and got it, tucked his head, and just rumbled forward. I don't even know if he knew where he was running. He just tucked his head and moved forward and hoped that he'd get a first down. Good job by that young man. Little backside pull. Oh! Coming up from
the Three Musketeers,
the corner spot. Cameron Ross, or maybe he was safety there. Pretty sure it's a safety. He just came screaming up there.
Well, I guess Studer went trick-or-treating and he got some Three Musketeers.
Absolutely. Probably my least favorite candy bar, if I'm being honest with you. I like it, but it's not my favorite.
Is it too puffy for you?
Yeah, it's just like there's no substance to it. Now, to me, the most underrated candy bar ever is a Milky Way. It's not my favorite, but it's just the most underrated.
Respectable opinion.
Kit Kats are the best.
Boys are good. Kit Kats they're okay.
Snickers? You a Snickers guy?
Snickers.
Oh, little backside guard pull
Ooh, and it's met in the middle.
by a host of
I think
Prexies.
they may have lost the yard. They lost the yard there.
Brought
They
down
did.
by
You know
Jacob
what I can't stand
Arndt.
is milk duds.
Nothing on play.
No, Milk Duds
I hate
in.
milk duds.
All right.
They're like always rock hard.
Top tier.
How about Twix? You like Twix?
Twix is,
I'm a
yeah,
Twix
Twix
guy.
is good. It's just like you said. Hold on. What did you say?
Ethan Bender likes
What's
dots.
wrong with dots?
They're not it.
All right.
Okay.
Ethan
I
Bender
understand
does
they
not
get stuck
like
in your
dots.
teeth, man.
All right. So as we talk about candy, there is a football game going on here.
This is a queen. It's a queen formation out of the Wildcat, and
Student ball carrier.
Studer gets about 6, maybe so yards.
Student
when I was
brought down
coaching
by
football
Hill
at
and
Bucyrus,
Arndt.
we called that the king or queen formation, depending on where your Y back was.
Yeah, whether he's to the strength or to the
Right,
weakness.
and they ran right towards the strength, so that's a king play.
Yep.
And so they're just trying to get close so they can go for it on fourth down.
They're trying to give themselves
in a position.
a manageable 4th down, if not maybe rumble for a 1st down on that one.
Yep.
All right, so 4th and 2. Let's see if the Prexies defense can stiffen. You're pretty sure Studer's going to get the ball here if I was a betting man.
Here we are, same thing. King formation. Ooh.
Coach Ross calls a timeout,
Wise decision.
something he did not like.
Timeout, Marion Harding.
Well, I mean, I think he saw the same formation. He thought, well, Jiminy Christmas, man, they got like 4 yards last time. We can't afford to get 4
Absolutely.
yards here.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would
Well,
like
and here's
to
what you have to realize.
volunteer your concession
Ontario,
stand
if they're able to continue to kill clock, chip away at the stone, guess who gets the ball at half? Ontario. So, like you said, Coach Cameron, the chess match of what is football we're currently seeing right now, we have a team that is methodically getting 2-3 carries, 2 or 3 yards a carry. Little by little, inch by inch, they chip away, and as you run the ball, the clock continues to run. So if they're able to keep this drive going, they're able to keep the clock running and kill a ton of clock. A ton of clock.
Oh, yeah, and so this is actually, I mean, you hate saying this is the biggest play of the game. Honestly, this is the biggest play of the game so far.
It could be.
This sets the standard of how much clock is going to be taken off.
And Ontario's not messing around. Look at them. They come out, they get set.
It's 4th down.
Oh, yeah, very. Oh, that's a fumble! Oh, that's ours no matter what.
Okay.
Ours no matter what.
Fumble on the play, recovered by Jimmy Hill.
As a stat stuffer that doesn't really mean much. You know, there doesn't mean a stat stuffer. But yeah, it's going to be our ball right there anyway.
All right, looks like the Prexies have the ball on the 49.
Right side of the
I almost
49.
said the 51. Is there a 51? Maybe in Canadian football there's a 51? Is it? Or are we just cracking on Canadian football? Is there really a 51? I
I
don't know.
can't remember.
I can't remember either.
I could call. I'll text Trevor Harris here. Ask him.
Yeah, it should be noted, Trevor Harris, Marion native, is a all-star in the CFL. Is an amazing football player. Shout out to that guy.
False start. Yep.
Oh,
Ooh.
lined up in the neutral zone, I think. Yeah.
Good boy. It looked like one of our wideouts. I won't say who started a half step early.
Well, we've been so used to him being called on us. We just like, all right,
Here.
illegal formation, offsides. That one was on the Warriors, though, folks, not your Prexies.
He's still out to the right, and there's play right
Oh! It still almost landed in his hand.
That was Brady need to get more air under that. That's too much on a rope. Honestly, kind of got lucky that didn't get picked off and going the other way.
Absolutely. Well,
Can't throw through the guy.
the young man who was on defense there from the Warriors, Bailey Graff, did the good old-fashioned DB, like where they throw their arms out like the no dice look. But what he doesn't realize is that behind him, that just went off the fingertips of Caden Fags. Caden still almost caught that.
Caden, yeah, that was a tough play for Caden to make if he was going to catch it.
Beecham is just having himself a ball
He's
game.
having a great game. That's I think his third catch, second, but
And they've all been great catches.
Yes.
I don't know. He's got 3 or 4 catches that are first down.
And he's had to cut like that one. He had to catch it. He kind of bobbled it. He knew he was going to get cracked in the back there, and he still held on to it. Bobble, caught it, held on. Great play.
Brendan's dad's a couple years younger than me, but I played high school football with him, and he's a legend like myself, wore number 32. He had to wait till I was done with it first, but now Brendan comes from a great family, a great mom and dad. Brady Wink tucks the ball.
So are you? Oh yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna be a little bit close.
All right, the flags are starting to even out here, Mr. Cameron. We can quit playing the victim.
Hold on. We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. You're right. You're right.
It didn't look like it's enough for roughing.
Well, I think it's probably just because it wasn't necessarily a late hit, but I think the tackle. Oh, never mind. That's what it was. Okay. I was gonna say because that didn't look like a late hit. Now in the NFL, maybe because you carried the play too far out of bounds.
Yeah.
But face mask is a face mask.
We couldn't see that back then. So hey, here we are. We are the benefactors of penalties. Finally, Coach Snyder. Finally. Bagstrop's off the field. I have a feeling with 5:36, we might try and make a move here in the next couple plays.
I am willing to bet you that Trinity Keith is probably going to get the ball in this play. I just feel it in my bones. Nope, I was wrong. I was right.
I called it.
Pass is complete to Trinity Keith.
Just hold on to me.
Keith is brought down on the play by Nathan Slater.
Trinity still managed to pick up about
Can I just be honest with you?
1 yard. Sure.
Caden the Hammer Hill got away with a pretty dirty play. Did you see it?
I did not.
Keith went down and Hill just came in and blew up this guy. It was.
Well, the thing I like about Caden is if you watch that kid play, he blocks and goes a million miles until that whistle blows. 110%. You can't coach at it; just is.
We got lucky that wasn't called. But
it happens sometimes. They made contact with us first. I gotta believe. Nope, we were offsides. Did he say offsides infraction?
He said snap infraction.
Oh.
It did look a little funny when 3 guys don't move and 3 guys do.
Okay. So, I mean, theoretically that's offsides, but it's a snap infraction.
Your mama don't dance.
Your daddy don't rock and roll. Originally sang by Loggins and Messina. Later covered by Poison.
Was it Poison?
It was Poison.
I thought it was Crew. No, you're right. He runs down the line. Ooh.
Randy is driven out of bounds by Chase Stouffer.
Waiting there for a full kid tackle and kind of got bypassed a little bit. Wise decision by Wink. Stay healthy.
I'll tell you what. Not only does Wink have a record for most passing yards in the season, I got to believe it's all-purpose yards too. The amount of yards he's gotten with his feet and in the air, that's impressive.
It is, and you know, also
he's just a gamer.
We do have 2 timeouts still, and if we score quickly, we could potentially get the ball back. But
absolutely,
at this point, just score, baby.
Yep.
But yeah, Wink, that's that development we were talking about.
That's a nice pass. Trinity.
Hey, Coach Snyder.
Wow.
That's the same play from last week.
That is the same play from last week.
I've got
palpitations.
Yeah, that's the exact same play as last week.
And Wink put it on a dime. And what a great throw, man.
And the thing is, that play's designed for him. He said that in his game interviews. And the best place to run that is when we're on that left hash.
That's that little Texas route where the back just looks like he's going to block off the edge, and he releases out into the flat, and nobody's on him. Yeah.
Straight right to the flats.
Hensley's true. 21-0. The Prexies.
You know, this is since we're in the local tonight we were re-honoring the homecoming court.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guard, because last time we decided to have a monsoon.
Literally.
At halftime.
Literally, folks. We are not joking with you. That game will eventually be broadcast and will be put on the YouTube channel. It will eventually be on there. It exists. And I'm telling you, it was a monsoon. Coach Cameron, I got to tell you, I've never seen anything like it.
I was ready to start gathering animals.
Truthfully, I was ready to cut down some lumber and build an ark.
Right on the field.
And those poor girls went out there, and it was raining, right? But it wasn't bad. And then all of a sudden, the skies opened and umbrellas started turning the other way. I saw chairs start tumbling.
Oh,
It was scary.
Yeah.
Brett McCreary, our PA announcer, said, "Oh Lord, please get off the field." It was wild.
The humanity.
So who is our homecoming queen there, Coach Cameron?
Shalana Booker, man, she's a great kid.
Great kid.
Man.
What a wonderful young lady.
You know, I will say, here as return the ball.
Shooter on return.
Good open. Oh,
Taken down by a team of.
Flags on.
Looks like 2 fouls here.
it looks like Cody Johnson might have got blindsided a couple times because he got up a little rusty. He looked a little rusty. Yeah, that's going to be against Ontario, I gotta believe. Yeah.
Well, we're becoming the benefactors. But back to Shalana Booker.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, we got some great kids at Harding. And
She's an amazing
the
young lady.
Homecoming court is always great. One thing we always do great at Harding, our kids always pick great queens.
Yes.
I mean,
Just
they know,
wonderful kids.
Yes, they
Wonderful
know,
kids.
And man,
They pick kids who are leaders, who are caring, who are compassionate, who are just wonderful kids who personify everything that we think of when we think of youth and youngsters being amazing kids, and we think of what it means to be a Prexy and what it means to be a citizen and what it means to be a good person. So congratulations to that young lady as she was crowned homecoming queen this year, voted by her peers. And it should be noted, she is the 75th homecoming queen. 75.
Yeah, and she's again, she's academic, awesome, just great kid.
Oh! Prexies! There's a fumble there. I think the Prexies have the ball.
He got the ball.
Kyrie Scott. And Coach, if the Prexies score here, listen, there's still plenty of football left to play, so I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but
This is the stepping on the neck, though, right?
Right.
This is the stepping on the neck.
this is where you don't pull off the gas.
Correct.
You have to, it's still very early in the game. Anything can happen. Listen, the Prexies had a comfortable lead against one of the teams they ended up losing to, quite frankly. They had 3 losses this year, and one of those they had a very comfortable lead.
Yep.
And this is why you don't take your foot off the gas.
Yes, absolutely. And this is for Ontario. This is a critical position, and they're going to do everything they can against the shutdown. They're going to stunt. They're going to try. They know.
I will say this though,
is
Prexy's defense, 2 turnovers so far.
Hey,
We have a couple of those so far.
you know what's better than turtle soup?
What's that?
Ontario 12.
Good call. I don't know if I've ever had turtle soup, but I've had a couple turnovers. Apple turnovers? Oh, we're talking about football turnovers. Okay.
Turtle.
Yeah. Okay.
Or like when you're at the doctor and you're on the examination table, they say turnover.
All right, here we go. Let's see what we got here. Oh! Superfly Malachi turns the ball upfield.
What's your nickname for Malachi?
Superfly Malachi. Superfly Malachi.
Played by John Mounts.
And you know, that's one
James
thing
Mullins.
with all these seniors on this
Pick
team
up a
this year,
5,
our
second goal
depth.
from the 7.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our depth is a big difference maker.
Well, and when you have 22 seniors, you have 22 kids who are leaders. You have 22 kids who have 3 years of experience. You have 22 kids who know how to handle adversity. You know, you can't put a price on that, Coach.
Superfly Malachi. Ooh, runs into the
Robinson brought down the play by Bay Grant.
Well, you got to believe,
About 5.
if I'm the Prexies here, you definitely want to score. Do you think you just keep running the ball here because you know you're killing clock? And let's say you don't get it in. They still have the ball very deep in their territory.
Yeah, it's almost like you set up an RPO kind of play.
Oh yeah, you could.
You know, and you just give yourself those options. I mean, you got great backs. Your quarterback is mobile.
Well, I gotta believe
This would be a great spot for crossing route.
Absolutely would be.
Yep, there you go. There you go.
Brady Wig. I've got palpitations.
Yeah, I mean,
Brady Wig.
that wasn't quite a RPO play. That was pretty daggone. It looked like a quarterback. Great play, great call.
27 points thus far by your Prexes.
And this is Ontario's in the first spot, man. They still got a minute 53.
And the Prexes still have 2 timeouts.
Yeah. So
And listen, knowing Coach Ross and seeing some of the decisions they've made this year, this is a staff that is aggressive with their play calling. They're aggressive with their decisions. And up to this point, it's paid off for them. I mean, we can look at some of the decisions in the past and wonder why they did what they did, but their aggressiveness has got them this far. So why stop now?
It is one of those things where you kind of, unfortunately at times, you live by the sword and you die by the sword.
You absolutely do, yeah.
And when you have that aggressiveness play on, obviously at the end of last week, at the end of the first half, they play call, you question it. But at least you're consistent.
At least you're consistent.
And so you can't argue with that where it's like, well, I don't know what they're going to call from week to week.
At least you know what you're going to get.
And that is, that's one thing that we've kind of been missing over the last 4 or 5 years is that, like, get them. We've been kind of like hesitant.
Ball out of bounds.
Right to 35.
It'll go to 35 though, so actually where the ball went out of bounds is right where they're going to spot it.
Yeah. And so that's the thing. That's been the big difference in dynamics of our team overall. It's been we're going to go out and conquer.
Yeah.
It's not we have to react to everything and hope it goes our way.
Well, and I think the difference between what I'm seeing this year and maybe what I've seen at different times is this is a team that I really I know. They believe they can win. They know they should win. And honestly, besides really not showing up against Mansfield Senior, they've played every single team just so tough this year.
They have. Even the Shelby game. Oh, there you go. Drag down. Right back in line.
That was a great Kyrie Scott. Kyrie Scott, also a trackster, if I'm correct. Runs track, does he not, Coach?
And Coach Ross is going to have to make a decision if he wants to, like you said, put in your words there, Coach Snyder, keeping the foot on the gas.
Yeah.
He's going to use some timeouts here and try and get the ball back and put that stellar offense on the field again.
Uh-oh, little screen.
Little bubble.
Oh, that's a beautiful read by the Barracuda.
Yeah, he's not calling timeout, so he's looking like he's having a little bit of Samaritan's purse here and kind of giving him a...
Kind of maybe happy to go in with a possible 4-touchdown lead here.
And once again, there's other factors. You're trying to stay healthy and stuff. Is it worth getting the ball back? He knows what he's doing.
Holy smokes! I hope that youngster's okay.
Man, I know
That was a hit. Was that Kobe? All right, folks. We like to see our youngsters fly around to the ball, but we certainly don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Yeah.
As the youngster for Ontario is down right now. Looks like he might have just got the wind knocked out of him, I hope. Me too.
That was a dude. He just
No gain by Warriors facing a 4th and 18.
Okay, he's okay, folks. He's okay.
Halftime
All right.
velocity is
So now that he's okay, we can talk about how great of a hit that was.
That was a great
He
hit.
was shot out of a cannon on that.
That was a
wow.
If you're looking to play college ball someplace, that is the highlight.
Well, and I'm telling you, man, Kobe right now, if there's anybody in the stands who might be a college recruiter, because they do come to these games,
Yeah.
watching this young man, and you've watched the 2 plays he's just made. That young man, like Coach Stone says, Mr. Bob Stone says, kid can ball.
Yeah.
Kid can ball.
He showed off his range, he showed off his speed, and then he just showed off his power.
All right,
I mean,
folks,
goodness.
with that, it is officially halftime.
Yes.
The Prexies are up 28-0 on the Warriors of Ontario. We'll be back with second half action. Stick around, folks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back where halftime is nearly over and the Prexies hold a commanding 28-0 lead. Coach Cameron, what have you seen so far from the Prexies that you like?
I tell you, you know what I really like is the ability that we had. Man, we just kind of came out hot, then we hit the really flat spot, and we came right back. We fought through it. We started making plays. We started dominating the line of scrimmage. We just did a lot of things well. We played great defense. We came back and played football how we want to play.
Absolutely, sure did.
And that is. That's what's gotten us this 28-0 lead. And, you know, we were talking here at halftime down the press box about what's going to happen with all these other games going on right now. So what's going on with some other games?
Well, I know right now Galleon is losing to Pleasant, which doesn't bode well for the Prexies because that does not, if Galleon's not able to pull it out, we're not going to get any points from them. And River Valley is actually losing pretty sizably to Lexington. Now, Galleon's not losing substantially to Pleasant. I mean, they could still, you know.
It's 13-6.
Yeah, it's 13-6. So I mean, there's still hope, but River Valley's losing pretty sizably. And really, so the way playoff points work is the teams you beat need to win for you to get points from them. If the teams you beat don't win, then you really get no points from them. And as it looks right now, of the 6 teams we beat going into tonight, it looks like, at this point, most of them are not going to help us.
Right.
However, the team above us in the standings in the region is currently losing, which allows us to possibly leapfrog them.
Right. So it's all about points you get from the teams that you beat. And Canal Winchester, the team so they played Big Nuts, and Big Nuts, the #1 team.
Yeah, Big Walnut, I believe, is 9-0, right?
Yeah, they're good, and they've just been crushing people. So it really kind of just comes down to hopefully Galleon can pull off a win against Pleasant. And you know, if Pleasant wins, they will probably back into the playoffs.
Wild, huh?
With a 2-8 record.
Based upon their win against us.
That's all it is.
For the Warriors, Ginn and Shooter.
That's all it is.
Stranger things have happened, Coach Cameron.
Yeah, and so here we are. Here we are with I tell you what.
What we talk about? We talked about them being aggressive. And you had a player who went over there to the sideline, and Coach acted like he was mad, and I actually thought they broke the huddle with too many guys, and they didn't.
Right, that was a very creative way of doing an onside kick.
That was some trickery.
I will give it, Coach Ross, he is very imaginative in his kickoffs.
Well, the way we've onside kicked, don't you think the element of surprise is kind of gone, though?
Yeah, you know,
Jacob Arndt shot through the line.
No gain. Lucky to get back to the line.
And
Turner, Scott, and Arndt. That sounds like a law firm. Call Turner, Scott, and Arndt for all
Have
of
you
your
been injured
injury
in an auto
needs.
accident?
They don't get paid. Wait, I can't say that. That's
No, you
copyright
can't,
infringement. Yeah. Kevin Curtis will come after me.
He's like, I played football.
All right, so here we go. The Prexi's defense does a great job on first down. Rashawn Turner got to watch it. He's drifting over the ball there. I don't know if you can be called off sides when they're not to the ball yet, but it's possible.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Jacob Horton. Jacob Horton is just playing with his hair on fire. Speaking of hair, he has a pretty magnificent mullet.
A mullet that makes me blush.
You can set your watch by it.
I mean,
of course, you and I are follically challenged, so when we see it, and I believe he has a curly mullet too, which is even better.
Yes, he does.
Somehow mullets came back into fashion. I never thought I would see that fashion train come back around.
It's made of perfection.
I thought it died with the achy breaky heart, but here we are.
I remember listening to that song in the bus when I was a kid. Out of the Wildcats.
Studer. Looks like Jacob Horton on the tackle again. A plethora of Prexi's brought him down. All right, they are
4th and long.
I believe they're going to punt here.
Yep, looks like it.
Still, I mean, yes, you're down 28-0, but it's still a little early to start gambling on 4th and 8.
Looks like we're still playing safe there, reception-wise. Looks like we're going punt safe. Yep.
Oh!
Turner still almost got a finger on that. Poison. Okay.
Oh, he did the, I believe he fair catch signaled it.
Punt is picked up by Kyrie Scott at the Prexi.
Is that Mississippi State? Who was it that did that little fake hand wave and then got the ball and took off?
I don't know. I always think of Dan Marino, though, with the fake spike where he actually threw a touchdown.
I know.
You don't see that every day.
Well, here we are, 28-0. Coach Snyder, what do you think we really need to kind of do here starting the second half?
My opinion, run the ball. But that's my opinion all the time. I'm an old-fashioned guy that likes to see the ball get run.
Great shot.
Here's what happens when you run the ball. Clock runs, clock runs, clock runs. And like Woody Hayes said, when you throw the ball, there's only 3 things that can happen and 2 of them are bad.
Yeah, and it really comes down to also, if you want people to stay healthy, minimize situations that you don't want to find yourself in, head cases, dropping the ball, all that stuff. You want to try and remain healthy.
Absolutely.
Make this second half go quickly. There's no rankings, like you don't get voted. It's just win the game.
Yep.
Win the game. So you're not looking for style points this time.
Caden Fagg's having himself a whale of a ball game.
No doubt. Or with that spectacular high-point catch.
For the Presidents.
And another thing too, with this many seniors on our roster, you also want to get some guys in there eventually.
Absolutely. You want to get guys touches.
Yeah.
Because, listen, it's very possible the Prexi's, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion the Prexi's are going to have a playoff game next week. The question becomes, is it going to be a home game? And the answer, we don't know.
When's the last time Harding had a home football game?
Prexi's have never had a home playoff game. Never.
Really?
The home playoff game rule has only been in existence for about a decade. And the Prexi's really haven't made the playoffs in over a decade.
Correct.
And back in the day, when you made the playoffs, there was no such thing as home games. You always went to neutral sites. Ooh, that was
actually a way to keep that down by the mayor. Uh-oh, you better snag it.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a high snap, and then punt took a Warrior bounce, no doubt about it.
But Steph's panicking. Jordan just calmly collected himself, got rid of the ball, kicked the ball down the field.
I'll tell you what, that young man has truly grown into a really, 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 really good high school kicker. Proud of that young man and his progress.
And trying to continue the next spirit of players coming up kicking wise. You know, Jordan Shipley's kind of been being molded into that role.
Senior ball carrier.
Yeah, and like you said, Jackson Shipley is an amazing young man. Also, that's okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I feel terrible because I have him in class.
There was
Jackson.
well, and Jack and Hensley are both soccer players too.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. So it's good for the program. It's good to see that crossover and just the two programs working together to accomplish the goal of team victory, school
Barr
progress.
and Scott.
Jacob Barr and Kyrie Scott.
Gain of 2, 3rd and 7.
You know, that's another thing I really like seeing. Our interior line has been extremely solid. I mean, the way they're stunning, they're filling gaps. They're making it difficult for Ontario to move the ball.
They're controlling the ball.
Yes.
They're controlling the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely. In every single way possible.
That was a great play by their quarterback, number 7.
Zugan knocked out of bounds by Malachi Robinson.
Zugin. I hope I pronounced that name
7
right.
on the play, brings up a 4th and 1.
I don't know if the D silent or the Z silent. I don't know. Zugin.
You can say that again.
You sure can, Dr. Cameron.
We are 3 watt. No. Sail tight.
Oh, and we jumped, we got dinked, we got dunked.
Final play.
That is his second one of the evening.
I believe that's Braden Gruber.
That's Gruber's second neutral zone infraction.
I also noticed on the roster they have Braden's last name listed. They have it as Uber instead of just Gruber. Gruber.
Yeah. And, you know, he's mad at himself. He's hitting himself.
Absolutely.
He's mad.
Those happen.
He knows.
Oh, good open field tackle there. Zugin. There you go, Zugin. I heard our PA announcer say his name.
Zugin, stop him whenever you can, please.
Gave
So
about
all they're
9,
doing,
7-1.
their best success is when they've completely gone away from the line. And they're cutting towards the flag, or they're cutting towards the yard markers. That's their success right now. They're not having any success interior, so and they haven't really been passing either.
No, they haven't. Oh, here they are, the devil.
Oh!
That was pretty good coverage by BJ.
That was. I'm trying to figure out how he came down inbounds.
Don't know, but he did.
Because I thought he did get
Gain
it.
of 26 on the play, 1st and goal from the 2.
Now, what do I know? I'm just a doctor.
All right, let's see what Ontario can dial up here. And he just plows his way into the end zone. So Ontario lets everybody know that they're still in this ball game.
Yep, their griddle's still hot. So last time we didn't move the ball well. We didn't really do much, and I don't want to say we feel pressured to do it. We don't. But we've got to eat up some clock and move the ball. And
absolutely.
Waste away. So
well, and it's kind of weird because this third quarter just feels kind of weird and flat. It's halfway over, and Ontario had the ball almost the whole time, quite frankly.
Well, they've been running. That's what you talked about, right? You run the clock, run the ball, run the clock.
Oh, almost blocked that.
That was a low kick, and that got through.
Ontario's PAT is good. With 6:33 after the third, 928, Ontario 7.
You know, we were able to honor all the seniors tonight for our Marion Fall sports programs, and you know, just hearing all those kids going through and their future plans.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to give a shout out to our volleyball girls. played real hard this season. Our girls soccer team, boys soccer team, tennis, cheer, cross country. Heck, Payne Ratliff took third in the conference and ended up being all conference in the conference meet last week. Shelby has 2 cross country runners that are just amazing.
Back to the president, Scott and Fags.
And really, you should have seen those 3 coming in. The Shelby kids were right at the front. Payne Ratliff was right behind them, and then there was it took about another minute before somebody else crossed the finish line.
I did see the time.
Those 3 are that good.
Yes.
All right, you think Ontario might onside kick it here? It's very possible. I wouldn't be shocked.
And nope.
Keep it on the ground, though.
And he just can't. This kind of won't go down. And
All right.
Kyrie Scott on the return.
barraged by Brave.
Brought down by Stouffer.
I tell you
and
what.
Mullins.
Here's something I hope the Brexits do right now, Coach. Guess what I'm going to say?
Ball will be placed at the
Run the ball.
22, first and 10.
Run the ball.
If it was third down, Jim Tressel, will you punt it?
Well, Jim Tressel is called Tressel Ball for a reason.
Hey, it worked.
As good as the Buckeyes were during that time period, there were times that they were boring to watch.
Well, and honestly, that style would not work anymore.
No, it wouldn't.
But it was successful then.
Wait the ball carrier.
Yep.
5 yards.
And the Prexies stick with the run. They must have heard me from up above and felt my vibes.
Pick up about 5 on the play.
Are you
Second
able to
5.
do ESP?
I'm trying. Trying the Jedi mind trick. Run
Have
the
you been
ball.
able to move objects yet?
Nope.
Can you move this clock a little bit faster?
I just end up with a headache, Coach. That's all.
Drink more caffeine.
There you go.
Wink back. Comes back. Looks on a little out route to none other than
Megatron.
First pass is complete to Wesley Stokes.
I think they were just excited because they kept Stokes from getting the first down. Because Stokes actually caught it in first down range, but he tried to get away from him and kept the
you were running backwards and
pretty much, yeah.
they took away your forward progress.
Should have been a little bit of forward progress there, in my opinion. I'm not real happy with that spot, but that's okay. You know.
You run behind Big Mikey and get that.
I think you come right off tackle, right behind Mike.
You just see it.
Wink is killing as much clock as he can. Smart play by that young man.
And timeout.
Timeout. Prexies.
Critical juncture. You want to make sure you get it right. Yeah, I mean, you still have a good lead. You just want to make sure you get it right, get the first down. Good call by Coach Ross.
Well, right now, football is a game of momentum, and even though the Prexies have a 3-score lead, right now, Ontario's believing in themselves, and they have some momentum right now. So this is a very important third down conversion right here.
It is. It's kind of like that fourth down play. I said it was the biggest play of the game so far.
Yeah.
It's a little bit. It has that little bit of a feel like, yeah, we kind of got to steal some clock of our own here. And,
absolutely.
And this is a big play for us. This might be the biggest play for us offensively so far, just from the standpoint of momentum's purpose. Coach Snyder, I know as we are I do not want to wish my time away. But are you and I going to be calling basketball games this year?
Well, Coach, I'm not going to say no if they ask me. I enjoy doing it. I like talking about how wonderful these kids are and about how great Marion City schools are, and just create memories for these youngsters to watch for years to come.
Absolutely. Here we are, big third and 1. Correct snap. And he falls forward.
I don't know if he got it.
Falling forward helped him.
You think so?
Yes, he fell forward. He was hooked up, but he fell forward.
They called it. Wow.
2 yards.
Jerome Bettis falling forward.
That kid has ice water in his veins.
That's 2 big ones tonight he's had that were right on the cusp.
Yeah.
And, they always say, if you're carrying the ball, just fall forward. Doesn't matter how much stuff.
Just fall forward.
It's a whole yard.
Well, folks, we got to tell you here in about 10 minutes, we're going to have a glitch. The SD memory card that we are using is close to running out of juice. So we're going to have to maybe take a quick break and put a new card in there.
Last pass intended for Fags is knocked down by Ted Suter and falls incomplete.
And once again, we want to apologize if the quality of this is not what you're used to. Mr. Mullins, unfortunately, ended up with a pretty bad case of COVID. Him and I had talked this week, and he was in the hospital. So, but I tell you what, the show must go on.
Absolutely.
And we have to give kudos to these youngsters from Telecom who are up here running all this equipment.
Putting up with us.
Putting up with us, been trained really great by Mr. Mullins, and making sure that this stuff still happens.
Oh, deep ball, yeah.
Last pass intended for Beecham falls incomplete. 3rd and 10.
Now, Coach Snyder, would you have run the ball if it was 2nd and 10? Run the ball and try and get a more manageable 3rd down situation?
Listen, we've done really good running the ball tonight. So, I mean, I understand throwing it on 2nd and long. I do. I really, really do. Yeah, I mean, you throw it there, but also if you run it, we've had a lot of success running the ball tonight. If you run it, you keep that clock running.
You do, and that is the important thing right now. And Harding, here we are in 3rd and 10, and now we do have to throw the ball. Link runs around, and no one really to throw to. Right there.
And listen, right now, we're just throwing some dangerous balls up there, man. I tell you, we have to absolutely, we're going to punt the ball here, but man, we got to stick with the running game. We just have to at this point.
Our passing that we have, our success passing.
And we've done well passing the ball,
right,
don't get me wrong.
But it comes from the run.
Yes.
That is what we do. Our passing is not a primary option. It's our good secondary option after we establish that.
On the corner away for the President, short end zone.
It's got a shorter punt, but it has a good bounce to it. I can tell by the way it's looking in.
Takes a Prexy bounce.
As they try and fan it and blow on it. Oh my goodness!
It looks like there's a flag against the Prexys.
40-yard line, 28-yard punt. 1st and 10.
Expanding the ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a nip in the air tonight. Make sure you run by Hustlers, a proud sponsor of Mary Harding, to pick up all your winter gear.
Looks like the Prexys just gave Ontario some yards there. Looks like possibly a penalty against the Prexys. I think. Yep, it is. Well, listen, man, the Prexys, here's what we can't do right now. We can't self-destruct. How does a kicking team get a block in the back?
That might be the first time I've ever heard that in my life, Coach Snyder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't get that either.
Never heard that in my
That
life.
5-yard penalty brings up a 1st and 10 for Warriors in midfield.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Oh, that was a false start.
That was a false start, but I would decline that. I would decline that. Although if it's a false start, it's a dead ball, personal foul, or it's dead ball. So the play never happened. So I don't think you have the ability to decline that,
That's
actually.
true.
Yep.
Yeah, you know.
Dude, they actually took that from where we took it from the tackle for loss there. It's first and 17 right now. It shouldn't be. It should be first and 15.
Because that was a dead
Yeah. So it has to come. It has to be. I mean, if they want to make it first and 17, I'll take that.
I'm not going to argue.
I'm not going to argue with that.
It's wrong.
But it's wrong because it's a dead ball, which means the play never happened. And I think that's what they're talking about right now. I think.
Yeah, Coach Ross is trying to kind of get in there, but he's kind of trying to stay back, I think, after.
Or maybe they're going like, hey, after the game, I hear there's this place that has really good pizza called the OK. Maybe we should go there afterwards. Or maybe Ralphie's.
Or maybe Coach Ross is trying to show them how to do the Macarena.
He did. Or where you roll your hands. Patty cake. Well, and I think the refs are trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
It should be first. I mean, it should be first and 15. Not. There we go. Yeah. See, they should have phoned a friend. I would have told him.
Why did they call
you? Phone a friend.
Why didn't they call you?
I mean, I don't know, Coach.
If you've been having trouble in a football game, call Todd Schneider.
740. Call Todd.
One D.
Studer ball carrier.
Studer picks up about 4 maybe?
Second and 11.
Pick up a 4, brings up a second and 11.
I did not ask down there
Correction,
how many
pick up
yards
5, second 10.
I think he had a little over 100 yards.
Did he?
Is what I saw. I saw the stats, but I'll be doggone if I can't remember.
He has 1,000 yards for this season.
The Prexies have to get set now.
Yeah, Ontario's doing a lot of that quick two-line stuff, and that's really kind of.
Stevens' pass is complete. Complete to Colton Ramian.
Man, putting up the stick, Marquise.
Brought down the play by Ross.
Nice tackle.
Marquise the Beast.
Gain of about 5, 35.
Goodness gracious. Studer for them, I mean, daggone, boy, touch the ball. I mean, 75% of your plays, offensive plays, you better have over 100 yards.
Absolutely.
So you can live with that. You want the win. That's also a good start.
Studer ball carrier.
Tackle for loss. 4 than 5.
The loss of line.
I don't know how many officials are not seeing the quarterback taking a step early. That's your false. Yeah.
Well, and I think, you might have to go punt safe here, though, if you're the Prexies.
Oh, yeah, you are in a danger territory. Anytime between really about your 45 to 35, you're in danger territory.
I'm kind of shocked they're not going for it here, though, Coach. If there's ever fake punt territory, this is it.
This is it, I agree. Yeah, they're... by Scott. Fakes him.
Uh-oh. Nice return, no flags.
Brought down from behind.
All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break here as we change SD cards and continue to bring you a wide shot. So we'll be right back.
65, where it's returned by Kyrie Scott. There's a flag on the play.
All right, folks, we're back. Took a little break there as we had to switch out SD cards.
And while we were on break there, in that little play by Ontario was going for a 5-yard face mask, and as Keith drove the ball,
and Christian Bias, no gain on the play.
Second and long here.
10.
So at this point, the Prexies are behind the sticks. So passing is something that you may do, but I gotta believe here,
it's gotta be safe.
You gotta just run the ball here. I really truly believe that.
If you're gonna pass, it's gotta be something simple like a screen, some kind. Or just go deep.
Or that.
If you want to throw it to one of the best wide receivers in the conference, that's also an option.
Or that.
Yeah.
Or that.
That's a 30.
All right, folks, and once again, we're coming at you with a wide angle here. Not going to be able to get to the tight angle. The SD card that we were using ran out of juice, so we had to get the other one. But we're going to make sure we still bring it.
I thought we had the right format, but
I thought we did.
John Mullins is going to be mad and give us coal for Christmas.
Mr. Mullins is a master. He knows what he's doing. We don't. We're amateurs. Trinity Keith. Oh, nice. Still took a host of warriors. Wow, that was a great stiff arm.
Hey, but guess what? Studer was, your block, your stiff arming.
Well, they kept the clock running though too, which
yes,
because they blew the whistle as he was going out of bounds.
Yep.
All right, we go in the fourth quarter. Prexies with a 28-7 lead, ball deep in Ontario territory. All right, Prexies still with a 3-score lead. The ball deep in Ontario territory. Still plenty of game left and a chance for Ontario to come back. But right now, the Prexies are sitting in a situation where they could really put a ribbon on this season if they could score on this drive.
Oh, you feel as if Harding scores here, it's all but done.
Yeah.
It's all but done.
Absolutely.
It's all but done. And, Ontario, they had the best possible third quarter they could have.
They sure did.
They won the quarter.
They sure did.
And so they had a great quarter there. Like you mentioned, Harding kind of came out a little bit flat in that, at the beginning of the third quarter there. But here we are, getting ready to run the ball and get the ball in the end zone.
Well, too, like when you have a 28-0 lead, sometimes you come out and as coaches and even as players, you find yourself in a little bit of a conservative mode, maybe. And I'm up here saying they should run. So I'm the king of conservative, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, too, your mood and things are sometimes conservative, and it's hard sometimes to flip that switch when you have a 4-touchdown lead at halftime.
It's hard to flip the switch back on.
Absolutely is.
Wink drives back and gets a little.
Brady with the ball carrier.
Tell you what,
Dancing shoes.
I tell you what, I haven't seen moves like that since James Brown.
Hey,
that was great moves.
He is the lead in
Is there anything that kid can't do? He is a great student. Takes college classes. He's going to graduate with a associate's degree. Is into play. Plays basketball. Starting quarterback. And just an all-around great kid.
I wonder if he's
the youngest of the Wink children.
Do you think he will start his own cooking show?
Listen, there's nothing the kid can't do. It wouldn't shock me.
Brought to you on PBS.
Oh!
Next pass is deflected and falls incomplete.
Yeah, just kind of touched the line.
Looks like the mayor's coming out to kick a field goal.
This isn't the points you want, but hey, points are points.
Points are points.
And
this would make it a 4-score game.
Well, it would be a 3, but you'd have the 3.
Going to attempt the 29-yard field goal.
See if the mayor can drill this. The angle we're at up here is always hard to tell sometimes if it goes through, but Jordan's got the leg.
Oh, the face!
Wow!
Hey, that was an LSU fake.
Wow! Wow! Coach Ross got a big grin on his face.
Yeah!
One time I'll point back at it. That's what I'm talking about, Coach Ross. That man is a riverboat gambler. Wow! Wow! Tell you what, you know when to hold him, you know when to fold him. I tell you what, holy smokes.
Kenny's smiling from heaven.
I'm telling you. Wow. Jordan Hensley put another notch in that youngster's belt on what has been a magnificent senior season for him, especially the second half.
Well, that's the thing. He's just the athleticism that we're able to have with him. our kicking game.
Well, he's a soccer player.
Yeah, it's official, you know? And you just see that that's the athleticism that we're able to have all over the field.
And Jordan Hensley, I actually called him a senior.
Yeah,
He's a
he's only a
junior.
junior.
So that kid could really be a huge offensive weapon for the Prexies going into next year.
Oddly, as a kicker.
Yeah. Can't put a price on a good kicker. Just ask the Buckeyes when they had Mike Nugent.
That's right. And so, you know, that was the old LSU fake of the catch and dip. And that's what it is.
Oh, God! Salvation! The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Trinity. Jesus.
Hey, you know, I will say one thing I'm a little bit disappointed in. I was expecting more fireworks.
Okay. Apparently there's supposed to be a fireworks show after the game.
Who said that?
Our PA announcer, Brett McCreary.
I was not aware of that. That's a bonus right there. That's a bonus.
Hensley kick up and good. Prexies, 35-7. So unless, you know, I'm not going to put the cart before the horse. I'm just going to say the Prexies are in a great position right now to possibly go 7-3.
I need to announce my boss because I was like, that is a fake. Like, I bet that's a fake. I'm going to
Checking Twitter.
you know what Jim Tressel put there?
Checking Twitter for scores.
Yeah. I'm going to check out some scores. See if there's stuff.
I know Rob McCurdy on Twitter is a good one to follow. He tweets or retweets scores from the MOAC. Hensley puts a bunch of leg behind it. Ball bounces to Studer.
Strange tackle. Our man ended up on the bottom.
Number 41, who is not on the roster.
I tell you what, right now Moses is beating Gallion according to this 26-12.
So it looks like Gallion might finish the season 4-6, and Pleasant might be 2-8. And make the playoffs based upon the points they get from us.
That's what it's looking like, Coach. That does not help us for the old playoff race.
Well, and you know, as much as that loss was soul-shattering, it's probably the best thing that happened to Prexies this year because it really woke them up, and after that they started playing just dynamite football completely to their potential. Even a tough Shelby team, we gave them everything we could.
Series return, try to ball out to the Ontario 29-yard line. That's where the Warriors take over first and 10.
Shelby was really handing it to Clearfield before. Yeah, it says here 34-13, and it looks like Shelby's well in charge of winning the conference.
Brought down on play by Gruber.
So it looks like, unless something changes substantially, the conference is basically going to come down to Shelby's going to win it outright, and there's going to be a tie. Actually, second place will probably go to the Prexies as we have the tiebreaker against Clearfield.
Correct. Yep. So head-to-head.
Well, and taking second place in the conference is important because that means, yes, we want to win it, don't get me wrong, but taking second place is important. You know why? Because the number of all-conference picks that you get depends on where you place. So that means more of our youngsters can get those first team and second team honors. And listen, I got to tell you right now, if a kid like Rashawn Turner doesn't get first team all conference, something's the matter.
Oh, absolutely.
A kid like Wes Stokes doesn't get first team all conference, something's the matter.
I agree.
Now, the youngster from Shelby, the quarterback from Shelby, has been pretty prolific, but I got to believe Wink's got to be, if he's not first team, he's definitely got to be second team all conference.
I see a second team, at least honorable mention.
I think Coach of the Year has to go to Coach Ross, though, don't you?
Hands down.
Yeah, hands down.
You take your team, you take your program from worst to second.
Hit first by Braden Rivers.
Well,
That's a jump.
not only that, if the Prexies are able to hold on tonight and win this ball game, which is looking promising, this will be the most wins the Prexies have had since 2003.
Before I got here. That's before I got here, a couple years.
2 years before I got to Marion Harding myself.
So it's that's monumental, and that's that cultural shift that Coach Ross was wanting to change so badly. And yeah, you know what? Shoot, man, you know, if the playoffs were 8 teams, you know, we wouldn't have been in more than likely. Now it would have been close, but
yeah, with 8 teams. The chances of us making it this year would be good, but our lives would be hanging in the balance right now. But because they expanded to 16 teams, which part of me still grapples with, don't get me wrong, especially when you consider that there could be some teams, 2 and 8 teams, that make the playoffs.
we won't say their name.
But I still grapple with that, but at the same time too, you get to see a scrappy team like this who went 7-3 or who is 6-3 right now, could win 7 games. You see them still get a chance to make the playoffs, and that's special. That still means something.
And as a 9 seed, you know, you're still playing a competitive game.
Yeah, you're playing as a 9 seed, you're playing an 8 seed. Or as a 10 seed, you're playing a 7 seed. Now, where things are going to get hairy is when the 1 plays a 16. But upsets could happen. It's possible.
Stranger things have happened.
I tell you what, there's going to be
someone that would marry me.
Yes, you did.
I married up, Coach Snyder.
As did I, Coach Cameron. Oh! You know what the Prexies haven't really been able to do tonight? I don't believe there's been any sacks tonight, Coach. There's been a lot of tackles for loss, but I don't think there's been any true sacks tonight.
Well, that is probably their 7th time they've made an actual pass.
Yeah, possibly.
So they have not been really passing the ball much at all. I remember 2 years ago when they were here and they had a big tall glass of water throwing the ball around back there. That dude could throw.
Yeah, I remember. Oh!
And
Great play there, by the way, by Barracuda!
Intended for Trey King is knocked down
they're getting ready to
by
punt to Scott here. But that's the beauty of high school sports. It's an ebb and flow.
It is an ebb and flow.
It is, that program that we don't mention here that they're probably going to go 2-8. They have a history of
back
just
punt away from Warriors, Preston Hall.
I tell you what, they are, believe it or not, they are one of the top 50 winning programs in all of the state of Ohio.
Right.
So you got to give it to them. And how crazy is it that in what is really a down year, they have a chance to still make the playoffs? That's amazing. Which means they would keep their playoff streak alive to 6 straight years. Crazy but true.
Yes. And you kind of 6:47 left in the half.
At this point, can we say it?
It's pretty simple. It's one of those things where.
Unnecessary blocking, did he say, or roughness? I'm not sure
I
either.
didn't understand the call.
Me either.
What?
Tell you what, though. Prexies are able to pull this off. 7-3 sure feels good.
You know, I try to come to as many games as I can. And on set before, we started doing this, calling the games. And, man, I sat through the 1 and 9s.
Listen, I was a commentator. I've been doing this commentating for 8 years now, and I commentated during an 0-10 season.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find positive things to talk about because, he almost caught that. Because, the kids, whether they go 7-3, 3-7, 0-10, it's still about the kids. And the kids are still out there playing, and they still care. And the coaches are still out there coaching, and they're giving it their all, and they still care. Sometimes other teams are just better than you, and there's nothing you can do about it, So, and you always want to see kids be successful. You always want to see kids do good. But when you're on a winning football team in high school, there's nothing like it. You carry playing football with you as a badge for the rest of your life, don't get me wrong. But when you're on a winning football team, you still carry that like a badge of honor. I ran into one of my teammates tonight who's happens to be related to Braden Gruber. And I was a nose guard. He was a 3 technique. And I gave him a big old hug, and I looked at him and I said, Jason, you want to know something crazy? He said, what's that, Todd? I said 23 years ago we were on this field. He goes, man, don't talk about it. I feel old. But even seeing this field, this stadium, there's just something special to it, and I get goosebumps. I get choked up when I talk about it because Prexy football just means so doggone much to me. I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for Prexy football, and I was lucky when I was in high school because we were very successful, and it does my heart so good to see the Prexies be successful again.
Yes, and that's the thing. You're right, man. It's that feeling of pride and just knowing that, like you said, man, there were so many years where it just didn't all come together.
Exactly, and during those years, we had some great athletes.
Correct.
We had L.J. Scott, who got a full ride to Louisville. That doesn't happen if you're not good. We had Sean Fascio go to Capital. We had Gene Rucker go play college football. We had a lot of youngsters. Yeah. Is now a head coach at Cardinal Sturge High School up around the Toledo area. And we had some great coaches. Heath Hinton was a magnificent coach. He was a great planner. He did good things, but he just wasn't able to put it together, but was able to go to Circleville and be successful. And now he is, I don't know the name of the school, but he's a head coach somewhere else now. I just looked at their record the other day, and they're probably going to go 8-2 this year. And Heath Hinton, I was on his coaching staff, Coach Cameron. He worked harder and planned harder and did more to build this program up than almost anybody I've ever seen. And then, of course, Coach Brady came back and kind of resurrected us a little bit, So we've had some good years here lately, but the last 20 years haven't been great to Harding. We've had some good years. Nice tackle. Like Braden Gruber.
Hey, great play, especially he's had a couple of those penalties in which he could change. Good to see a good positive play.
You know they love about Braden Gruber too? He quit playing football after his freshman year.
What?
He quit playing football after his freshman year. Decided to come back out this year, and look at that. Came back out this year, starting, making plays, and able to walk off the field with his brothers this year, and what's been a successful season.
Yep. It looks like we got a little
timeout. Looks like
Ontario.
Yeah, and you're right, and that's the thing. With this success, it resurrects football where kids are like,
I want to be part of it.
Like, I want to be in that. I want to do that. I want to be a part of that. And that's a part of bringing that tradition back and that changing that culture. Coach Ross has been able to do that. Now, granted, overall, the conference is not as tough as it has been.
Fair enough.
But nonetheless, he's won the games that he should have won.
You won the
So
games.
there you go.
Won the games you should have won. won except for one.
Yeah,
except for one. And on top of that, we probably stole a game last week from Clear Fork, if we're being honest. And I'm not saying that we weren't good enough to beat Clear Fork, because we are. But Clear Fork has pretty much owned us since they've been in the conference.
Right. And so that's the thing. That changes culture. It's good to see that. And that's going to be picked up.
We're going to beat you. He could go all the way. Oh! I'm going to tell you what. Rashawn Turner put a lick on the quarterback. And it was a clean hit. But I was so nervous for a second they were going to throw a flag. And the game was a great pick by Brendan Beecham. Brendan Beecham's having himself
Whale of a game.
whale of a game.
Whale of a game. Great plays up. I mean, at this point, Coach, who would you say is the player of the game?
Tell you what, I'm gonna go. Man, I don't know. Kobe Johnson has played his heart out.
Yeah.
Kobe has played amazing football, but Wade's thrown a couple touchdown passes. He's had a couple runs. He's had a couple timely fourth downs, but also Beecham.
I would say
I mean,
he did on both ends of the field.
can I give it to 3?
Yeah, you can do it. The trinity of leaders.
Oh, that was pass interference. That was so much pass interference. They threw 2 flags. Well, and speaking of Trinity Keith.
Yeah, I mean, he had a great play too. But you know what that shows? It's actually a team effort, and winning games is a team effort, and it's very rarely just one person just does something. It's everybody. They've all done well. Outside that third quarter there, where they had a little bit of a brain blur, they played well. And they're responding to that aggressiveness you were talking about earlier. Even the fake field goal, I mean.
Well, and listen, they're up 35-7. They're still throwing the ball. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's part of the aggressiveness of coach. And that's just who he is, and that's okay. Looks like Lev Reynolds in the backfield. The remix, part 3.
Yeah, it's almost one of those things where maybe they should have called timeout, having to switch him over to the other side, trying to get some in play, and they do this.
Plenty of time taken off the clock.
Remember, they tried that onside kick, that fake play too.
Sure
I mean,
did.
how many fake plays does Coach Ross have in his hat?
Apparently a lot.
My goodness.
Great googly moogly. I had to work that in tonight.
You did. Hey, that looks nice. But who are the chefs?
Ha.
Yeah.
Wow.
Time, nuts.
I got palpitations, but Stokes looks like he's down. He's okay. He's got the wind knocked out of him. He's all right, folks. Yep, he's good. Great googly moogly. He is okay. Timmy's gonna check on him.
Is it okay to say it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna go 7-3.
Okay, yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, we're good now.
We can say it.
So, you know, it looked like he landed a little bit awkwardly, but he'll be all right.
Well, somewhere Coach Pearson just exhaled vigorously because Wes Stokes is a great basketball player. And Coach Pearson's like, oh good Lord, oh good Lord, please be okay, Wesley Stokes. And he is. He's going through some range of motion. Yeah, it would be a football game if I didn't give a shout out to my buddy Chet Westerfield. Won the Tri-County Mediating Contest in 1973.
Did he really?
Yeah, Chet's a good man.
Wow, that's quite an honor.
That is.
1973 wing meeting champion.
Yeah. I wasn't alive then, but I've heard tales of it. But hey, speaking of tales, how about the tale of these Prexies going to go 7-3 this year, Coach?
You know, we kind of mentioned a lot tonight. Never underestimate the power of the football team's ability in the community and how it
Absolutely.
molds perceptions.
Absolutely.
Shapes feelings. I mean, goodness gracious, we've got a pretty big important election year this year for Liberty renewal.
Right, and yeah, speaking of that, folks, vote for the renewal.
And you know, this helps.
It sure does.
And people can say, no, it doesn't. Oh, yes, it does. It really does.
Football gives people something to feel good about.
It does.
Gives people something to be proud of, you know?
We saw last year exactly how important sports and these kids and everything we saw.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So,
I mean, it was eerie to come to football games last year and there'd be nobody here except for like a smattering of parents.
me, or
Yeah, it was basically like us doing the game and parents.
yeah.
But like
I had to sneak myself in.
to hear the band, to hear the cheers, it just makes us realize how important these things are and how we can take them for granted and we don't know how important they are until they're gone.
Exactly.
And last year it was almost taken from us, folks.
Yep.
And even then it was different, but it was still there. Oh,
So at this point, guys, stay healthy. You know, this is
well, and you know what you don't do right now? This is the next to last home game of the year. You take out your starters, you take out your seniors, and you put in JV. But right now, you don't take out your seniors. You know why?
this is it.
Because unless something happens to where the people above us lose, it looks like we're probably going to be a 9 or 10 seed, which means we won't get a home playoff game. So at this point, this is probably the last time these seniors are going to step on this field.
And see Coach Ross is doing
And they're giving hugs.
There he is. Almost timeout.
And I'm going to tell you, Coach, there's a country song by a guy called Scotty McCreery called 5 More Minutes. And there's a verse in the song after the talking about a football game, and he turns in his helmet and he looks at his coach and he says, man, next time I get in here, I'm going to have to buy me a ticket. Give me 5 more minutes. And that, every time I hear that, part of that song, it puts a lump in my throat, you know? And really, guys, we gotta honor these seniors. We gotta make sure we're talking about Jacob Moore, Brendan Beecham, Wesley Stokes, Kyrie Scott, Jacob Moore, Malachi Superfly Robinson, Brady Williams, Peyton Banks, Hayden Bates, Marquise Adams, Cameron Ross, Kobe Johnson, Jerome Douglas, Cyrus Coleman, Jeremiah Nutter, CJ Temple, Smooth Willie Abrams, Rashawn Turner, Caden Hill, Dylan Unroth, Braden Gruber, Michael Bush, Saxon Sharp, Cameron Wayner. All right, Studer. I think he probably got 1,000 yards on that one. We're going to use
That
it.
was it. Hey, you know what, Coach Snyder?
What's that?
It's not just about our kids. It's not just about our kids. It's also about their kids.
110%, Coach.
That they, you know, that Scooter kid, sounds like he's had a great year.
He has.
A little bit of bumps this year at the program, and he's still having a successful season. And good for him for breaking off a big run. Yeah, you know, we got our subs in and stuff. It's okay. That just means some more offense.
Ontario PAT is up and good.
42-14.
With 16 left in the game, it's Maryland 42, Ontario 14.
I don't know what they're going to do next year for a quarterback. I'm interested to see how that.
I know Bradley Bennington is pretty solid. The only problem is Ricky's at 22 seniors, and they have about 15. When you add in all the injured kids that are still around the program, you got about 51, 52, 53 kids on this team, but you lose 22. So there's going to be a lot of people going to have to be replaced. You got your offensive line. Jacob Kern, Caden Hill, different kids that are going to need to be replaced. So it'll be interesting to see what the Prexies can do next year. But the good thing is, Coach, is we're not done yet.
No.
We got more games.
We got next week. Hey, week 11. Right?
Wow.
Is that what they always say? Week 11.
Week 11. Holy cannolis.
That's what you want.
I've been up here talking on these broadcasts for 8 years, and there's been a couple times where we had a shot at week 11, but it never happened. But this year it's going to.
We got week 11.
Jaden Fags.
Show off that speed a little bit.
Oh, and he reverses field. Oh, there's a flag.
This looks good though. At least he's still dancing around.
Well, I'll tell you what, he ran about 60 yards to get 2.
I think more than 60. I think it's about 75 or more.
Well, and here's what happens when you have somebody like Caden Fags, who is so fast, so quick, and can just juke people and get around them. When he's running the ball that long, there's gonna be blocks in the back, and it's not on purpose. You got dudes just trying to make blocks for him. When a play lasts that long, something's usually gonna go wrong.
You accidentally sometimes run yourself into a penalty.
Absolutely.
And that happens. And let's see what we got out here.
It's like Big Cam Raiders on the field.
Now under center for the Prexies, Alex Stokes.
Stokes out here, the big quarterback. Try his hand at it. Snap.
Stokes the ball there.
And they did put in the JV coach.
Brought out the play
Get
by
these kids out here,
Prexies.
get them experience. This is the important stuff.
Absolutely, you're right,
This
coach.
is important because this gives them real life game first experience.
Under the lights.
Under the lights.
What a beautiful October night, by the way.
Oh yeah, I mean, we started the season a week early, and so that has been extremely helpful. Normally it's week 9.
Game 3 on the play. 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7 here. Looking to just ball rolling and running.
3rd and 7 or 7 and 3?
Well, hey, I like the number combinations. I like the 7-3 just a wee bit more. So I don't think we're going to take this. I don't think we can take this show on the road. Now, if we have a home playoff game by some act of God, then we'll be here next week.
Prexies pass falls incomplete.
There's a flag thrown.
Go Yarmouth.
I wonder what that's about.
Now, in all seriousness, though, if there's a playoff game at home, are we allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Are we?
We just can't broadcast it live. Oh, roughing the passer.
Yeah.
We just can't broadcast it live.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. I wonder if we're allowed to tape it and then put it on. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, let's hope we have a home playoff game so we can answer that question.
Yes. Is a first down, Prexies.
All right, Rex with the first down here.
And this is the kind of stuff where, like you mentioned, seniors, they're kind of just soaking this all in.
Absolutely, they
They're
are.
just enjoying being with their brothers and just enjoying this moment, just kind of knowing this could be it here at
Yeah.
the stadium, and this is it.
There's certainly going to be a game next week, but it more than likely won't be here.
More than likely. Unless stranger things have happened.
Well, it sounded like we weren't going to get many points from the people above us or the people we beat. Let's just hope everybody above us loses.
I know that 2 teams around us, one was green and another one was white, and they were playing each other, and they were right there with us. They're like
Yeah.
12 and number 8 or something like that. So
never know. All we have to do is get to 8. And we're at 10 right now.
Yeah.
You know? It just depends on the points and how other teams do. But yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to get a whole lot of point help from the other teams.
Trying to get Hayden Bays a catch on his birthday.
Hey, you know, he made that great play.
He did have a catch earlier.
And you know what? That boy had an unbelievable play last week. Put the ball down right on like the half-yard line on that punt. Man alive. What a great play by him. And then after that was the safety that wasn't a safety, but really was a safety, but not
The safety that wasn't the safety.
I don't know what it was.
It was a bad
But I'm
call.
sure OHSAA's probably went to the bathroom and puked after they saw that call.
Yeah, that was a bad call. But those happen sometimes.
Yeah, it happened.
They do. There's an inadvertent whistle, and sometimes they happen. All right, folks. Prexes are 7-3.
Week 11.
Will we? There is going to be a week 11. Will we have a playoff game at home?
I don't know.
Hopefully, folks. Either way, let's all stay tuned. Let's see where the chips fall Sunday morning, and let's get prepared to either show up here next week to root on the Prexies, or let's get a caravan on the road. Let's go Prexies.
One pass is complete to Russell Schultz.
See you guys later.
There are multiple flags on the play.
Take a knee.
If Callie Berry is in the stands, please report to the press box. Also, Avery Petrie. If Avery Petrie is in the stadium, please report to the press box immediately. Thank you.
Top and first.